Hello, good afternoon, everyone. Please, if you can hear me, just try to let me know at the comment section. Let me know you can hear me. Good afternoon, good afternoon. Okay, good afternoon, Sister Queen. Good afternoon, Sister Tracy. Good afternoon, Mr. Sylvester, Sister Edith, Mr. Chimeze, Sister Faith. Good afternoon, everyone. So you said you can hear me. Okay, I'm very okay with that. Please, today we are going to answer some questions together as usual. Okay, thank you, Mr. Sylvester. Okay, thank you, Mr. Bright. So today we are going to answer some questions together as usual. We have one question already displaying. So if you have idea or you have any answer to this question, please can you just leave your, I don't know if you can see my screen as well. Okay. Displaying, so. Okay, yes. You can see my screen. Okay, yes. Okay, Sister Tracy said fast, so that means you're seeing it. Okay. The question said, chi guida autoveicoli o motocicli deve esibire a richiesta degli agenti il certificato di proprietà. That is to say, anyone who drives motor vehicles or motorcycles must show at the request of the agent the certificate of ownership. So please leave your answers below. Let's see what you understand by this one. Is it true that you know, as you're driving your vehicle, whether your motorcycle or your car, whatsoever vehicle it is, that you need to show to the, you know, the police or the traffic agent the certificate of ownership of the vehicle. So leave your comment. If you think it's Vero, just let us know it's Vero. If you think it's Paso, you know, you can also leave your answer below. I think the question is difficult because I see nobody's responding. Okay, Mr. Chimeze said it's Vero. Sister Tracy said Faso, Vero. Okay, we're not going to waste much time on this. As usual, I don't normally answer questions without, you know, giving you the reason why it's true or false. So let us, you know, look into some things that we need to know before answering this question or before deciding whether it's true or false. Okay, thank you, Mr. Fidelis, for that. Okay, we are saying Vero. Now, what are the documents that you're supposed to, you know, show to the traffic agents? For example, you have the first one, which is Carta di Circolazione. Carta di Circolazione is one of the documents that you must not drive without. You understand? Anywhere you are going, you must make sure that this Carta di Circolazione is inside your document, and which is the registered document. And also the other one, another thing you need to show is the certificate of insurance, which is the Certificato di Assicurazione del Veicolo, which is the certificate that you use to certify your insurance, or that the insurance company gives to you after you know, insuring your car. So that is the number two. While the number three is your driver's license, which you must also make sure you don't forget it at home. You must always make sure you go along with it, because if you forget it, if you drive without license, you are going to be fined. And also the next one is triangolo mobile di pericolo. This triangolo mobile di pericolo is another thing that you must, have inside your car. Although you always find it at the boot of your car, it's always there, so that in case of maybe the traffic agent asks you, you go there, bring it out and show it to them. So the certificato di proprietà is not something you need to go along with you while driving. It's something you need to leave, at home. You don't show the traffic agent your certificate of ownership of your vehicle. So that is why the answer to this question number 1 is falso. You don't have to show the traffic agent the certificate of ownership of your vehicle. So the answer is falso. So let's proceed to the next one. Good afternoon, Sachigos. Yeah, I can see you. The number 2 question said, il segnale mobile triangolo di pericolo deve essere posto dietro il veicolo o all'ostacolo da segnalare ad almeno 50 metri, which means the mobile triangle sign need to be placed 50 meters from the vehicle or from the obstacle you want to indicate. Maybe for example, you are going along the way, your car spoiled, or maybe there is maybe a load fell out of your vehicle, and you want to make sure you signal it with this your triangolo mobile di pericolo. So what distance are you supposed to place it? Because here is telling us 50 meters from that particular danger or obstacle. So if you think yes, the answer is true, you can leave your answer below as vero. Otherwise, you can also leave falso if you think it's false. So let us see what we have here. I think okay, Mr. Chigos just said vero. Mr. Bright said vero. Okay, we are saying vero, okay. Sister Queen said vero. Sister Jenny said vero, okay. Okay. Now, this triangolo mobile di pericolo, which we've just seen in the first question, which is this one. For example, if you want to place it maybe at the back of your vehicle, maybe you are going along the way, your vehicle got spoiled because of one or two, things, or maybe you have an obstacle you want to, signal to other road users. You must make sure that you place this triangolo mobile di pericolo 50 meters from the danger you want to, you want to signal, or you want to, that is, making you place this sign. And also take note that you have to place it in a way that other road users must be able to see it, you understand, at least 100 meters before, you understand? So that is what, and take note, if you are inside inhabited area, it's not, needed, but outside inhabited area, you must make sure you do so. So therefore, we can go on and answer our question to be vero, because it's true that the distance you need to place this triangolo mobile di pericolo, or the mobile triangle danger signal, is 50 meters from the vehicle or from the danger you want to signal or that you want to indicate. So the answer is vero. Going to number 3, if you have the answer to this number 3, please, you can leave your answer below, which says, il segnale raffigurato è posto in corrispondenza di un viale misto, riservato sia ai pedoni che ai ciclisti. This is one of the signs you always see, you come across it every day, in some places in your city or maybe outside your city. So, but the question is saying that the signal depicted is placed in correspondence with a mixed avenue reserved for both pedestrians and cyclists. So what do you think is the answer? Yes or not? Vero or false? Somebody say number 3 is Faso, Sister Tracy said Faso. Mr. Chimeze said Vero. Sachigoze said Faso. Sister Queen said Faso. Sister Jenny said Vero. So, although, okay, Mr. Bright said Faso. Okay. Please, before we proceed, I would like you to please, if you can do me a favor by just liking this video, and also make sure you share it with your friends. Share it with any of the group that you think that might have interest in it. And also, please, if you have not subscribed, just remember to do that. I really appreciate. So the question said, il segnale raffigurato è posto in corrispondenza di un viale misto, riservato sia pedoni che ai ciclisti. So let's see, this sign is the sign placed in this kind of place or in this kind of road, which is, for example, you see that we are having pathway that is reserved for, from here to here is bicycle, while we have pedestrians at the side. So it's not zona and mixed, it's not the mixed one. Because the mixed one, you have the both together, you understand? So this one, the bicycle is separated from the, for the pedestrians. And that's why if you look at the sign very well, you see that there is a line is separating the pedestrian from the cyclist, you understand? So to let you know that is, for example, if you are carrying bicycle, you make sure you engage on this lane. If you are going towards that direction, if you are coming towards this direction, you engage in this lane. And also if you are on foot, you have to walk on this path. That is why this one is not, it's not a sign placed in the correspondence of a mixed avenue for bicycle, you understand? Rather, it's a sign placed, in correspondence with to a path that is reserved for a bicycle, and that is, at the beside it you have a pedestrian walk. So the answer is Faso. The answer to number 3 is Faso. While we move to number 4, which says evitato effettuare un secondo sorpasso senza prima essersi riportati a destra. That is overtaking a second time without first returning to the right hand or right side or right is prohibited. So leave your answers as usual under the question. Let's see, please, if you're answering, just make me understand whether number 4 you're referring to. You said number 4, Vero or Faso, so that, we understand the question you are referring to. Okay, sir, you said number 4, Faso. Okay, Sister Tracy said number 4, Faso, and okay, Mr. Fidelis said number 4, Vero. Please, if you're not, if you want to join our Zoom, meeting, you are free to do so. You have my number on my, YouTube page. Otherwise, if you don't have it, you can still ask me. Then I'll make sure I display it so that you can join our Zoom meeting, where we do answer questions, or answer these questions, yes, topic by topic, where we do a deeper explanation of all these things. So here is just to answer questions together, but there is a place where we do, deeper explanation of this. So we have Faso, Vero, Faso. Okay, so now I'm not going to tell you whether it's Faso or Vero, but I'll make you understand why it's Faso or why it's Vero. For example, if you're overtaking, because what that question is saying is that, I think it said it's prohibited, right? Yes, it's prohibited. That is prohibited for you to overtake, for example, this car A, should I call it A, B, C, that this car A is prohibited for this car A to overtake car B and also at the same time overtake car C without first, occupying the right part of the lane. You understand? That is to say, you're supposed to do it like this, you overtake, then you place yourself in this position, then you come out again to overtake. It's not true. Because as long as you have a sufficient, space to carry out your overtaking, you can, overtake even 2, 3 or more cars, you understand, without having issue. As long as you have your clear view and also no vehicle is coming, from your opposite direction. And also there is no sign prohibiting you from overtaking. So you can do your overtaking without having issues, as in overtaking one vehicle, continue to overtake the other one, continue to overtake the other one. So, sorry, this line is supposed to be broken. Here, this line is supposed to be broken, but although it's still okay because you can also do the same overtaking, inside the line without going above the continuous line. You understand? But it's supposed to be broken. So that is that. So it's not true that you cannot overtake 2 vehicles at the same time without, returning to the right part of the lane. So that is why the answer to this number, I think number 3, sorry, is it number 3? So number 4, sorry. So the answer to this number 4 is FASO, because, for example, if you see, let's make reference to these vehicles that we are having here. Remember, in this autostrada, we said the normal, lane for transit or for circulation is this one. Then this lane is for you to overtake vehicle that is here. For example, this vehicle 1, 2, 3 here that you're seeing here, what they are doing here, they are trying to overtake the vehicle that is, these vehicles that are on this line. Then this one that you're seeing here is trying to overtake this one, this one, this one. So this vehicle, without having issues, can continue, straight to overtake 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, as long as, nothing prohibits this vehicle to carry out this overtaking. So that is why the answer is FASO. So it's not must that you must have to return to the right part of the carriageway or of the lane, while overtaking vehicles before you continue to overtake the other one. So the answer is FASO. Going to number 5, which says, il suono prolungato del fischietto da parte della gente proposto al traffico serve per consentire il passaggio di veicoli di soccorsi in servizio di emergenza. So the prolonged blowing of the whistle by the traffic officer or agent is to allow the passage of rescue vehicles on emergency duty. So what do you think is your answer to the question number 5? Is it true or false? Leave your answers below. Let us see what we have here. Mr. Patrick said false, so I don't know if you are referring to number 5 or which number is that? Okay, Mr. Chigozie said FASO, and Sister Tracy said Vero, and Mr. Bright said FASO. Okay, Mr. So il suono prolungato dal fischietto da parte dei vigili proposto al traffico serve per consentire il passaggio di veicoli di soccorso in servizio di emergenza. So, okay, Mr. Chigozie said, Vero, please. Okay, thank you, sir. Sister Edith said Vero, and Sister Queen said FASO. Okay. Mr. Sylvester said vero. Okay, let's see what is true or false. For example, when you're on a junction or, or in a traffic light and you see a traffic agent blowing a whistle, in a very prolonged manner, in that form, or be as usual, it requires you, it's like a red light, you understand? If you already engage yourself in the intersection, you quickly liberate the intersection and make sure you stop. But if you have not engaged your intersection, whether the traffic light gives you green, you must have to stop, because it means that the traffic agent is about to allow the passage of all those emergency vehicles that is carrying somebody that is in emergency or in a critical condition. So that is why the answer is vero, because il suono prolungato dal fischietto da parte dell'agente proposto al traffico serve per consentire il passaggio di veicoli di soccorso in servizio di emergenza, which is the prolonged blowing of the whistle by the traffic officers, is to allow the passage of rescue vehicles on emergency duty. So the answer is vero, not falso. So if you are driving, this is not just to pass exam, after passing your exam, if you are driving, you hear a traffic agent blowing that prolonged whistle, in that manner, just make sure you stop, because they are about to allow, all those emergency vehicles, to cross the junction. So it's a green light for them and it's a red light for you, you understand? Take note of that. Number six question said, il scenario raffigurato è posto in corrispondenza di un percorso riservato ai pedoni e alle biciclette. So what do you think? Il scenario raffigurato, that is the sign, referred to, is placed in correspondence with to the lane reserved for pedestrians and also cyclists. So is the answer true or false? Leave your answers below, please. Let us see what we have here. Please remember, like I said, if you want to do me some favor, just try to make sure you like this video, share it with your friends, and also remember, if you have not subscribed, remember to do that. So Mr. Bright said number 6, Vero, and Mr. Chimezie said falso, Sister Tracy said falso, Mr. Andrew said falso, and Sister Edith said falso. Okay. Mr. Fideli said falso, and Sister Queen said falso. Sachigos yet said falso. Mr. Monde said falso, and okay, we have falso, falso, falso. Okay. For example, where can you see this sign? This sign, for example, this is a lane reserved for cyclists and pedestrians, which means cyclists and pedestrians can move on these paths, for example, without having issues. Therefore, they have, priority whenever they're walking on this lane. But what happened? For example, at the beginning of the lane, they will give you this sign. You understand? Should I call it sign A and sign B? So at the beginning of the path, they'll give you this sign A, letting you know that, hey, Mr. Man, you are moving on a path reserved for you. So you have a priority, walking on this path that is reserved for you. But what happened when the path, or maybe when you now come to the ending of the path, maybe because the path is about to, intersect with another, road. For example, like we have here, you can see the bicycle and pedestrian path is about to intersect, or it intersects with this lane reserved for vehicles, reserved for vehicles, or for, yes, for reserved for vehicles, for example. It means that bicycle and pedestrians, they no longer have a right of way. You understand? So, but it does not mean that they cannot proceed, because sometimes quiz will tell you that in presenza del segnale raffigurato è vietato ai ciclisti o ai pedoni di procedere o di all those kind of things. You understand? No, it does not mean that you cannot proceed or you cannot, circulate on this vehicle or on this carriageway. But what it means that the part that was reserved for you is finished. Therefore, you need to proceed with prudence, because you no longer have right of way. You understand? Because here now you now have cars, you now have trucks, you now have motorcycles, you now have every other vehicles that is that is circulating on this one. You understand? Therefore, you that is coming here, you need to proceed with prudence. You understand? For example, you can still come like this. Take note, not like this, of course. You can still come like this, you understand? But you make sure you proceed with prudence, you understand? Because you are no longer on the pathway that is reserved for you as a pedestrian or as a cyclist, you understand? So therefore, this sign B is the sign that is placed at the ending of the pathway reserved for cyclists and pedestrian, which is misto, you understand? So that is why the answer to this question, for example, this is what we have here. This is a pathway reserved for pedestrians and cyclists. So at the beginning of this path, for example, you see the sign A. Then at the ending of it, you meet the sign B to let you know that the path is finished. The pathway that was reserved for you, or that where you can walk freely with precedence, is finished. Therefore, you need to proceed with prudence. So that is why the answer to this question, which said il segnale raffigurato è posto in corrispondenza di un percorso riservato ai pedoni e alle biciclette falso, because the sign is not placed in correspondence to the lane reserved for cyclists and pedestrians. Rather, is placed at the ending of the lane reserved for, or paths way reserved for pedestrians and cyclists. So it's at the ending, not at the beginning, or not at the correspondence. You understand? So that is where the answer is falso. Then number 7, which says circolando dietro ad un veicolo che trasporta un carico che sta per cadere, conviene stringersi il più vicino possibile al margine sinistro della carreggiata. That is, when circulating behind a vehicle carrying a load that is about to fall, it is advisable to keep as close as possible to the left edge of the carriageway or of the roadway. So we have somebody already saying number 7 is falso. So leave your answers below, because I don't know if it's falso or if it's vero, but later we're going to see it. But the question is saying that when you are circulating behind a vehicle that is carrying load that is not stable or that is about to fall, that you need to move close to the left part of the lane as close as possible. Is it true or false? Leave your answers below. We have Sister Tracy Faso, Mr. Sachigozie Faso, Mr. Andrew Faso, Sister Edith Faso, Sister Adele Faso. Sorry, Mr. Adele Faso. We have Mr. Bright. Sorry, Mr. Adele said Vero. Sorry, Mr. Bright said Vero, and Mr. Chimezie said Faso. Okay. Like I said, I don't know, but we are going to, see the explanation. What happened? For example, if you are circulating behind a vehicle that is carrying, all those loads, like for example, in a situation like this, what you need to do let's not forget that normally, you know, when we talk about distanza de sicurezza, we say, for example, if you know, I'm circulating on a velocity of 50 kilometers per hour, 50 kilometers per hour, that the distance I need to keep from the vehicle that is, sorry, this writing is bad. That the distance I need to keep with the vehicle that I'm following, kilometers per hour. So the distance I'm supposed to keep with the vehicle I'm following is 5 times 3, which is equal to 15. It's equal to 15 meters. That is the distance I'm supposed to keep with the vehicle that I'm following. But in a situation like this, that you have a vehicle that is carrying loads that you think maybe this load can fall out at any given time, or they are not stable, or you know, you see them about to fall. In that case, if I'm you know, moving on 50 kilometers per hour, I don't need to keep distance of 50 meters anymore. I need to increase it. You understand? I need to increase my safety distance. Instead of 15 meters, I need to increase it to about maybe 20 meters or thereabout. You know, because the more I keep my distance from that vehicle, the better it is, so that in case anything fall out of the vehicle, I'll be able to, you know, quickly, you know, stop. You understand? So that is why you increase your distanza de sicurezza, or your safety distance, so that it will enable you to stop in terms of necessity. It's not true that you need to go close to the, I think, to the right. He said, so it's not true that you need to go close to the left part of the carriageway, or of the roadway, or of the lane. So it's not true. The answer is false. So because what you need to do is you keep your distanza de sicurezza, so that in case maybe you need to stop. Because, for example, if you are moving behind a vehicle of this type, you understand? If, for example, this fridge fall out, let me change the color. Let's, for example, this fridge fall out, or this I don't know what is it, fall out from this vehicle. So you need to stop, and the stopping is going to be sudden. You understand? That is why you need to keep that distance, so that in case of things like that, you can be able to stop your vehicle as soon as possible, when necessary. So the answer is false. Please let me clean up this thing. Please remember, if you have any question to ask, you can just write it down. At the end of the explanation, you'll be given the permission to ask questions. For those that are watching from YouTube, you can ask your question by leaving your question below at the comment section. And those of us that are on Zoom, at the end of the explanation, I will send the Zoom link to us now on our subgroup, so that we can, you know, log in and ask question that we want to ask, or that we get a clarification of anything that is not clear to us. So let's proceed to the next question. We said this one is FASO, and the question number 8 says, nell'incrocio rappresentato nella figura, il veicolo N impegna l'incrocio per ultimo, which is at the intersection represented in the figure. The vehicle N occupies the intersection, you know, for last. That is vehicle N to be the last person to occupy the intersection. So what do you think is your answer to the question? I always tell us, if you're having a question like this, look at the image, try to see what do you understand by the image? What do you think can happen, there? What do you think can happen there? Then, then after you now go to the write-up, we have Vero, we have Faso, Vero. Okay. I just want us to understand something with this image, which is very important, because I decided not to translate this thing so that to see how we will be able to, critically, reason this question out before giving our answers to it. Because it's in el incrocio rappresentato nella figura I veicolo N impegna. This is where the problem, I think the problem is now. Il veicolo N impegna l'incrocio per ultimo. For example, to occupy intersection or junction, it does not mean that you are, how do I say it, that you are leaving the junction. I think if you agree with me, the passage of the order of passage of this intersection is N, arrow, A, N. So this is the order of passage of this intersection, which means that this N, we move to this middle. I think before this, before we start this program, there's some videos that I displayed on the listing. I think you also have this kind of passage, in that video. This vehicle N, we stop here to give a right of way, because in this intersection, the general rules which says that anyone having his right hand free be the one to leave the intersection. But the three vehicles, none of them is having their right hand free. The right hand of the three vehicles is occupied. Therefore, the owner of the road now says that in this kind of situation, vehicle N have to make sure he occupies the intersection to free the right hand of vehicle R. Before vehicle R will now leave the junction, then the right hand of vehicle A will now be free. Then vehicle A will not leave the junction. Then vehicle N will not be the last to leave the junction. Take note, if vehicle N is occupying the intersection, it does not mean that vehicle N is leaving the intersection. So, nell'incrocio rappresentato nella figura, il veicolo N impegna l'incrocio per ultimo. No, Faso. Impegna l'incrocio per il primo. The vehicle N will occupy the junction. You understand? First, it will be the first to move to this place, occupy the junction, because you see, his right hand is free to this place. You understand? Because we don't have any vehicle that is coming from this area. So this vehicle N will occupy this junction first. First, move to this junction to free this the right hand of vehicle arrow. Then vehicle A will now be free. Then vehicle N will now be the last to leave the junction. Therefore, in this diagram represented here, for example, let's have a closer look to it. In this diagram that we have here, vehicle N is the first to occupy the junction and also is the last to leave the junction. You understand? Therefore, we cannot say that nell'incrocio rappresentato nella figura, il veicolo N impegna l'incrocio per l'ultimo, which is Faso. You understand? Vehicle N occupied the junction per primo. You understand? So the answer to number 8 is Faso. not per ultimo, per primo, you understand? So I just want us to understand the difference between impegnare l'incrocio e attraversare l'incrocio, you understand? Because if you're occupying a junction, that is to say, you go to the middle, you remain in that junction, you understand? That is, you are occupying the junction. But when you are, crossing the junction, so you go, you go through the junction, so, and you leave the junction or the intersection. So that is why the answer to this number 8 is faso, not ultimo, ma per primo. So that is number 8. While we have number 9, which says, se si viene sorpassati mentre sopraggiunge un veicolo dal senso opposto, occorre tenere accesi I proiettori abbaglianti come segnale di pericolo, which is if you are overtaking while a vehicle is approaching from the opposite direction, you must keep the high beam on as a danger signal. That is, for example, they try to, somebody they overtake you. As somebody they overtake you, then you see vehicle when they come for your front. Then what you need to quickly do on your high beam light to indicate, say, danger, they road. So leave your answers to the question. If you think it's vero, leave your answers as vero. If you think it's falso, leave your answers as falso. I think we have a we have Sister Tracy, which says number 9 falso. Sachigoze, which says number 9 falso. Anim, which says number 9 falso. Masdonso, which says falso. Sister Edith, which says falso. Okay. Falso. Now, what is this question saying? That, for example, if you want to overtake, now we need to take note of this thing because it's very, very important. If, for example, I'm the one driving car A or vehicle A, and I have vehicle B that is overtaking, you can see the trafficator on is overtaking. And as vehicle B is overtaking, is occupying the lane of the vehicle that is coming from the opposite direction. Suddenly, I found out that vehicle is coming from my opposite direction, which is danger. Now, forget about the fact that you are having them, very close here, because this is the space I have to, to do the image, or that I have to explain everything. Because if it was longer, I think it would have been better, because it's not something that happened within this short distance. But however, I think you understand. Because what I'm trying to say is this: if I'm the driver of vehicle A, and as vehicle B is trying to overtake me, suddenly vehicle C came out from nowhere. What I have to do is not by, leaving my high beam light on to signal danger. No, I need to make sure I reduce my speed. In order to ease the maneuver for this vehicle B, which means it will not enable vehicle B to quickly engage the right part of the carriageway. Otherwise, take note, there is a question also that maybe if accident happen in this manner, you understand, and maybe at the end of the day, they carry out investigation and discover that vehicle A was, competing with the vehicle B, not, making things easy for vehicle B. Vehicle A have a part of responsibility in that, incident or in the accident. So as the driver of vehicle A, what you need to do is to make sure you go at least close to the right part of the carriageway, and also reduce your speed. It's not obligatory. Take note. You understand? I won't consider it's something advisable for you to do to make things easy. Remember, the owner of the road, while doing all these things, is to make sure the rate of accident is reduced. You understand? Because this vehicle cannot do otherwise. You understand? And this vehicle is already at this point. You understand? So going back is not going to help issue, because remember, it's moving, and if you do the calculation of how many meters you drive in 1 minute, you understand what we are saying, the meters that this vehicle is going to cover in 1 second. You understand? So the best thing is for this vehicle to apply its brake, reduce its velocity in order to increase this space to enable this vehicle B, quickly enter this place. Because if this vehicle A competes with this vehicle B, you understand, it's going to be disastrous. And if anything happens, vehicle A have a part of it to be held responsible as one of the factors that instigates the accident. You understand? So that is why this vehicle A must make sure you slow down. Why I'm saying this is because these 3 questions, you definitely see it, especially when we are doing surpass. So you understand the things that this vehicle A need to do. And apart from to even pass exam, is something that you need to know, you understand, whenever you are driving, so that you don't make things difficult for other road users who are trying to overtake you. Because take note, this vehicle, it's not that this vehicle saw this vehicle C. It's not that vehicle B saw the vehicle C before entering. It's just that suddenly, because it happens, mostly it happens. You see a vehicle just trying to, before you know what, another vehicle is coming, those kind of things. So you that is on driving that vehicle A, you must make sure you make this easy for the driver of vehicle B in order to avoid accidents. So going back to the question, we said, si vieni sorpassati mentre sopraggiunge un veicolo da senso opposto, occorre tenere accesi i proiettori abbaglianti come segnali di pericolo. Falso, because you don't need to on all those high beam lights in order to signal danger. What you need to do is slow down and make sure you go, what is advisable for you to do, you slow down and make sure you go close to the right part of the carriageway to make things easier for the driver. So that is number 9 question we said is falso. Number 10 says, si può circolare con un veicolo in cui mancano temporaneamente gli specchi retrovisori, purché a velocità non superiori a 50 km/h e tenendo in azione la segnalazione luminosa di pericolo. For example, what this question is saying is that you can circulate with vehicles without side mirror, as long as you are not going above the speed of 50 km/h, and also you make sure you on your double indicator light, so in order to show danger. Do you think the answer is vero or the answer is falso? Number 10. Okay, Mr. Chigoze said, Sister Tracy said falso, Mr. Chigoze said falso, Donso said falso, and Sister Edith said falso, Evangelist Andrew said falso, and also Mr. Bractalite said falso, Mr. Sylvester said falso. Okay, we said number 10 falso. Okay, we have falso. Everybody is just saying falso. Wow, that is good. So, very good. You see, you cannot drive without your side mirror. Your side mirror is one of the important elements in your vehicle. I know everything in your vehicle is important, but you cannot compare your side mirror with, for example, if, for example, for example, if you're having maybe your radio, for example, is not functioning inside your car. Yes, you can drive. It's just that it's radio that is not functioning, but not your side mirror. You understand? Your side mirror must be in a very good, shape, and also your indicators, your direction indicators, your reverse lights. All these things are things that you cannot drive with. You cannot drive without, because if you're not having your side mirror, remember, if you want to overtake, you cannot overtake. You can't see what is happening at your back or at the back of your vehicle, which is very important. You understand? If you want to open your door, if you want to overtake, so there are so many ways that it can endanger other road users. So that is where it's not allowed to drive with vehicles that is not having a side mirror. So the answer to the question number 10 is falso. Si può circolare con un autoveicolo in cui mancano temporaneamente gli specchi retrovisori, perché a velocità non superiore a 50 km/h e tenendo in azione la segnalazione luminosa di pericolo. Falso. Because even if you on your double trafficator, it does not, make you see what is happening at your back, especially when you want to open your door or make overtaking, all those things. So the answer to number 10 is false. Why? Number 11 says, il segnale raffigurato indica al conducente diritto a Bari di spostarsi sulla corsia di sinistra, which is the signal depicted or the signal shown tells the driver going to Bari to move to the left lane. So within your question or your answer to this question, leave your answers to the question below. If you think it's vero or if you think it's falso, please leave your answers. And also remember, like I said, if you like the video, don't forget to make sure you like it, you share it with your friends, leave your comments. And also if you have not subscribed, just try to make sure you do that, because I also need your encouragement to continue. So please just do that for me. We have Sister Tracy saying number 11 is vero. Number Sachigoze said vero. Anim said vero, Stydit said vero, Mr. Monday said vero, Mr. Sylvester said vero, Mr. Fidelis said vero, Mr. Queen, Sister Queen said vero, Mr. Kenny Cole said vero, and Mr. Max Donso said vero. So all of you are in agreement, and I said it's falso. So let's go and see what is happening here or what we have here. So for example, this thing is very important, especially for neopatentati when you are driving, because this thing, failing to recognize this thing, it can be disastrous. I think we have one video we've watched, on our WhatsApp group the other time, where somebody made this kind of mistake, you understand? So remember, we're in Strada Estrabana, you understand, which is a suburban road. Whenever you have this sign indicating to you that, hey, Mr. Man, if you are going to Piscara, continue straight. If you are going to Bari, please turn left, you understand? And you see the middle line is still broken to let you know that you are still on a position where you can still change your lane, you understand? So it is advisable for you to quickly change. Put your trafficator, for example, your indicator, which we normally call trafficator, your direction indicator. For example, if I'm here and I see this sign, what I quickly need to do is to put my direction indicator. Then I'll make sure I watch very well. I don't need to drive, that kind of dangerous driving to put other people's life at risk. I need to make sure I watch very well, then put my direction indicator, come to this left part. The reason is because very soon, if I continue going straight, I will come across this continuous line that will no longer permit me to go to this other side, to go to the direction going to Barry, because anything that makes me to get to this position, I must continue straight. You understand? That is why, especially if you get your license now, you'll be driving in some road that they are strange to you. You understand? You'll be watching all those kind of things. So all these things are remember, as a novice driver, it is advisable for you to always circulate, you know, it is advisable for you to always occupy this right lane, or yes, right lane, maybe when you are getting to intersection. But when you have a situation like this, it's telling you, hey, if you are going to Barry, please make sure you turn left. In that case, quickly turn left, you understand? Because if you continue straight, like I said, you are going to find yourself in a difficult situation where you can no longer change your direction, you understand? So that is why the answer to this number, I think 11, is Vero, you understand? So for those of us who answered Vero, we answered right. I think with this one, we have come to the conclusion of today's question and answer. So because we also have some other things to do today, but for those of us that are on WhatsApp, let me quickly share the Zoom link with you if you want to ask question, you know, if you want to ask questions, so that you ask question. But for those of us that are on YouTube, you can leave your question at the comment section. Let us quickly answer that together. Okay. Like I said, if you have a question, please just make sure you leave it at the comment section if you're on YouTube. But if you are on Zoom, I'm just leaving the link for us so that you can, you know, leaving the link with us so that we can, you know, come in and ask our question. But if you don't have question, it's also good. So if you have question, let's just do that under, I think, 5 minutes. Thank you for today, Mr. Kenny Cole, and also Sister Queen. Thank you, I appreciate you. Thank you. And Sachigoze, thanks greatly, dearest brother Frank. Duty calls, I need to go. But okay, thank you, sir. Have a wonderful day, sir. So let me see if we have somebody. Okay, please let me unmute. Okay. So if you want to ask question, I think you have the permission to do so, to mute yourself. If you want to, if you have a question, but if you don't have, I think in the next 2 minutes, if there is no question asked, we'll have to call it a day, because you know, I also have some other things that I need to do today. Likewise, you understand, but maybe, like I said, yeah, Casey, bro, God bless you. Okay, bless you, Mr. Casey. Today I'm late. Okay, don't worry. Next time you just try to, you know, meet up on time. And also, please give some like, guys. Okay, thank you for that, Kenny Cole. I appreciate if you can do that. Also, Mr. Kenny, like I said, you can also join our, I don't know if you're on our Zoom, our Zoom meeting, our WhatsApp group. Remember, you can join our Zoom meeting, you know, by reaching out to me through a WhatsApp number, which is on my YouTube You have a 2 days of free tutorial where we do a deeper explanation regarding all these things. So, but if you're already there, you don't have to worry. We'll see tomorrow. So I think there is no question coming, which means everything is well explained. Okay, very good. So no question is coming. I want to say thank you, everyone. See you